It looks like almost everyone's here, so we're going to get started. If you see the chat is open, if you guys have any questions, also the Q&A section if you have any questions that we can answer during the webinar. So my name is Scott from Revize, and today we're going to be talking about ADA website compliance. 2019 is a big year for ADA. 2018 had a lot of hiccups, a lot of new standards, a lot of different things going on with ADA, especially in regards to government websites. So that's what the focus is going to be on today. This is just going to be a quick breakdown of some of the regular standards that you see when it comes to being compliant and accessible on your website. So let's get into it. First off, we're Revize. We're a company that focuses on government websites. We've been in business for over 20 years. We have a very easy to use CMS system, and we're based out of Troy, Michigan. So first thing we're going to get into is an overview of what we're going to go over. So we're going to go over some of the basic standards of ADA, what you risk being in non-compliance, what are the benefits of being compliant. We're also going to go over the 21st Century IDEA Act, a new act that was released at the end of last year in regards to government websites and ADA. Some of the things to think about when you're going to comply with these standards, what Revize can do to help you guys out, and then we'll get into some more technical stuff and using our CMS system to actually edit your website and what you should be on the lookout for. All right? So first thing about some of the ADA standards. One thing about the ADA standards is there technically is no exact standard. There are best practices when it comes to ADA, but it is open to interpretation. But some of the most basic things are having digital forms and services, having alt tags for images, videos, and audio, as well as transcripts for video and audio. This helps people with vision disability as well as accessibility issues to navigate your site and know what they're looking at. A couple other things, you should also have the site language in the header code. You should have alternatives and suggestions for input errors. And you want a consistent and organized layout. And that means that it should be mobile friendly as well. Like I said, these are just some of the standard, the general ADA standards. You can get more in depth in this, but this is just kind of a quick overview for you guys. So some of the cost of being non-compliant is you may be looking at ADA lawsuits. A lot of states like Florida, especially with its aging population, have come under attack, especially local governments, for not having their sites be accessible to those with vision impairments or hearing impairments. So this is a lawyer out of New York who said this, depending on which state you're in, you're looking at a bill of over $50,000. So this could be, somebody said the sound's bad. Does everybody hear the sound all right? All right, we're going to continue. This will be recorded afterwards, so hopefully we can get a little bit better sound quality. Okay, great. It looks like a lot of people can hear. If you can't hear, this will be recorded. Just contact us and we can set something up for you guys afterwards. All right. Thank you. So yeah, basically this is the bill you're looking at for an ADA lawsuit, and then this is just to handle the lawsuit. Regardless of what the outcome of the lawsuit is, you're going to have to revise your website anyway, and if that's an additional cost that you're going to have to incur. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, so you're going to face legal action if you're not compliant, especially if you're a small municipality, a city, small village, something like that. These costs could, make or break you. And with those lawsuits, you're going to be forced to comply anyway. By not complying, it'll also hurt your SEO or your search engine optimization of your website. So when people search for your website, they might not be able to find what they're looking for. Also, a huge thing is that you're neglecting the whole elderly and disabled people in your community. Not everyone is able to use a computer or a mobile device easily or in the same way that the average user would. So just think about that when it comes to everybody in your community. So some of the benefits of complying with ADA standards on your website is that you're not going to leave behind those people, those disabled people, hard of hearing, vision, etc., in your community. You're also going to save time and money, not only from legal costs, but in the long run, if your site is compliant, you'll have to make less and less changes over time. You'll get better search results. People are going to be able to find your site easily, find your site and find what they're looking for very easily. You're going to eliminate those legal worries, so you don't have to have that constantly hanging over your head, waiting for that letter in the mail that says that you're under suit for ADA non-compliance. There's also going to cut service costs. Switching to digital and online forms and services can cut the cost of up to $40 per face-to-face or over the phone service to as little as 22 cents doing those same services online. So a huge way to cut costs as far as services go. So now we're going to get into the 21st Century Idea Act. So this was, we'll get to alt tags in a moment, one moment. So the 21st Century Idea Act signed into law in December 2018. It states that all federal government websites must be ADA compliant. Yes, this is for .gov and federal websites, but as things are going, these will be trickled down to local communities, and it already is a risk to be non-compliant because of those lawsuits. What does the IDEA Act say specifically? Well, that you need to have a search function on your site. You need to have a standard secure connection, so that SSL, that's one thing Revize also offers. It needs to be functional and usable on mobile devices as well. The majority of people, almost over half of people, are accessing websites on their mobile devices, so that needs to be very usable on those devices. It also requires that digital forms and services be available on your website. So that means things like digital signatures, fillable forms, etc. Based on a survey that the government did conduct, 91% of federal websites failed for accessibility and security. And of all those sites that they went over, only 61% of them passed for being mobile friendly. So with this new act, all these organizations now have 2 years to implement and make their sites fully accessible and secure. So remember some of the things that we went over in regards to complying. You're going to service those in your community with the disabilities. You're not going to have them being left behind. You're going to make sure your site's mobile friendly, and of course it's going to be safe and secure. So what I'm going to do now is pass it on to a couple of our tech guys here at Revize, who are going to actually show you how to change those alt tags, how to use our CMS system, and how to make sure that your site is ADA compliant. This will be a very general overview of our CMS. If you'd like a more in-depth demonstration, we can always schedule that for you in a later date. So I'm going to pass it over to Colin and Alec, and they're going to go over the CMS system with you guys.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Alec. I'm a developer here at Revize, and we kind of focus right now in the bleeding edge of technology and moving forward as ADA evolves.
My name is Colin. I'm really the expert right now in ADA. I really help create the current compliance that we have for our company.
Okay, so moving on into this, what we're going to show you right now is considered a bad ADA example. To your everyday user, this will look like a normal page. There's a lot of stuff that goes underneath the HTML to make it accessible for everyone. So this right here looks like a normal page. You got your header, you have an image, and you have some text. You're going to notice some stuff jumps right out at you, like this yellow text right here. And this is something you never want to do. You want to keep to the 4.5 to 1 ratio. So that's the contrast ratio, and you don't got to worry about the math and everything. We did some coding to help you out, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm sorry, Lisa, are you having?
Can everybody see now that this should be sharing of the screen? You should have saw a PowerPoint before this. Okay. All right, looks like everybody can. All right, we're getting alternate answers, but if you guys can't see if there's any issues with the webinar, we will be recording this, so just send us a message afterwards and we'll make sure we get that out to you guys. All right, but for now we're going to continue. So sorry about that.
All right, so continuing, again, you're going to see some stuff pop out at you where you think that looks bad, and that's probably true. But for other things, they go unnoticed, and they do get picked up by ADA checker tools. For example, we have a header right here. The underlying HTML is that this is just text. So screen readers do not have the capability to jump around headers, and you want to give that. So if you've ever used Microsoft Word before, or an ebook, you have your chapters, you can click on them and you can go view the chapter. A lot of screen readers do the same thing with the headers. So this right here, this is not an actual real header, and don't worry, I'll show you how to do that using our CMS. Scrolling down, we see there's an image here. I saw Anne earlier ask about alt tags. So this is actually missing an alt tag. Alt tag just means alternative text, and you really just want to put something descriptive there for screen readers to actually read off. So some websites, you will see them use alt tags, but they will just kind of put the file name there. This is something you do want to avoid. You want to put something descriptive. As Colin said before, a picture is worth
1,000 words.
Yeah, 1,000 words. So we should at least do more than 2 words when describing the picture to someone that cannot see it. So right here, I'm just going to show you how I would fix this using our product. So we have some edit buttons at the top. I'm going to go to edit page content. Scott, actually here, I'll log into. There we go. So once we're logged in, we're going to see that this is our rich text editor. You have a lot of options in here. You got page title and everything. And then we see right here we have a header. If I highlight this, you're going to see that right now it's set to that style of header, but it's not an actual header. So I'm just going to go to Format and change it to a heading 2. Add a little space, but right there, we just converted it to a header. So now your screen readers are going to be able to jump to that. If I scroll on down, we have an image right here, and I'm just going to click on this and use our image editor tool by clicking Insert Edit Image. Now when this pops up, you're going to have a spot to actually put a description. So this is something that it filled out for you, but you do want to change this. So right now, it would say IMG hyphen and then some numbers. You want that to actually be descriptive. So we're going to do a picture of a building. And you would want to be more descriptive than that. I just don't know if this is an office building or so on. So I'm just going to hit save. So now on a screen reader, when they come across that picture, it's going to say a picture of an office building rather than IMG hyphen something. Scrolling on down, we do have this text right here, and this is very hard to see. There's a few things you can do in this. Say if you copy and pasted this from another website, you could go up here and click this remove formatting, and that would fix it. And that would just set it to the base standard, which is going to be ADA compliant, because anytime that our developers develop something, they kind of put this stuff in place for you, but you can change the color by highlighting text and choosing your own color. So for now, I'm going to do that. And then I'm just going to go through and save this just to show you how easy it was. So now we have an alt tag on here and a header. So if we were on a screen reader, we'll be able to jump around. And now say if you didn't want to actually go through the work, or maybe you were trying your best, but you might have missed something, we actually have an accessibility widget in place that will kind of take care of the little things you miss. For now, I'm just going to use the Revize history tool to jump this back to when it was a bad example. And this is really useful for going back if you ever make mistakes. So now going on down, we're going to see that it's back to yellow, how it was before. And this image isn't going to have an alt tag, and this header is not going to be there. Well, up here at the top left, this is what Colin personally made. This is our accessibility widget. So clicking on this will pop up a lot of different options that give you and your users access to the ability to make things more ADA compliant. So we have a high contrast mode. Maybe someone has bad eyes and they can't decipher shades. I can do high contrast. Now we're going to see it sets this to black and this text white. So this, kind of clears up a lot of issues that ADA, issue finding tools might find. Also, you have the ability to do yellow links. So some people might not know what's a link on a page, and you want to make sure that they all know it whenever they go to the site. Yellow links will highlight everything in yellow. It makes it very easy to, decipher links from text on the page. You can also grayscale the site. And grayscale works with high contrast. These all work with each other. So maybe you want high contrast and yellow links. Turn off grayscale, and then that'll be there. You can also underline links as well. So as I'm hearing now that this is starting to be kind of base that comes with the product. And then one thing you got to realize is there is a lot of other companies out there that are starting to make all-in-one fix-its, and that's never the case. So these are very broad terms. Oh, so the widget, I'm reading a question right now from Brittany. It says, so the widget corrects it for the visitor on the site, not as it corrects this for us making edits on the page. Yeah, that's correct. So you would make edits on the page, and you want to have that option to edit, to make changes. Some other services don't allow you to make changes. But then if there is something that you missed, this ADA tool will pick it up, and it's going to save you from having any lawsuits or anything, because we have something in place. The widget is not ADA compliant and wants us to move it from our website. Alicia, I would have to talk to see exactly what the attorney meant by that, because we've done all the recent testing on this, and this is actually hitting all the tools that it needs to right now to be AA compliant. But again, after this, if you want to call and talk, we can talk to the development team and make sure that if there's anything added, that we will correct that. And that's the thing, is ADA is always evolving, so our developers and our team kind of work with that. So when they come out with new standards, we're right there to add it to the websites. Okay, I got another one. Is the ADA widget available to everyone, or do we have to have it installed by special request? Yeah, so right now we offer it as a special request with additional costs. And then I know all our new web gens have it, out of the box. But you do have to ask for it, because not everyone wants this on their page. Some people like to do the extra work and make sure everything's ADA compliant, and then we help them with that. But for those that want to offer this, it's something that you would just ask for. And again, like I was saying earlier, there are some companies that have stuff in place that try to say it's a one-all fix-it, and that's never the case. We know our websites, we know how they're made, and this was built around that. So we know how to target every, little thing that something might miss. Did you have any more questions? All right, I'm going to pass this back to Scott and let him wrap this up.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Colin. Those are a couple of our tech guys. So like I said, this is just a brief example of our CMS system, and especially in regards to making your site ADA compliant. I'm going to jump back into the PowerPoint now, go over a couple of last things. So why choose Revize to help you out with this? Your question about documents, I'll get to right, that's the next bullet point I have. So our CMS that you just saw, it's very easy to use even for non-technical users. I know a lot of clerks and people are the actual ones behind the website making these edits, and our CMS makes it easy for them to do that. We also do have a tool to make convert documents to searchable PDFs, which would be your solution for making documents ADA compliant. That is something that is a case-by-case basis that you would have to discuss with your development team and your designers, but it is something that we can do for you. We make all those digital services and forms and applications available to you. All Revize sites now are going to include an SSL, so you will be safe and secure. We also have modern and mobile website design, so you're mobile friendly, you're reaching your entire user base, and everybody can easily navigate through your site, disabilities or not. We also have a 24/7 support team who is constantly working to make sure any issues are handled in a timely manner. So if there are any questions or if standards end up changing, we're always there for you whenever you need us. So I would like to share just one thing. Alex did mention this, that there really are no real standards. This is from January 21st. This is actually an article about a lawsuit, ADA lawsuit against Domino's. They have an application, then they were sued because it was not accessible. But the court ruled that just because there is no standard regulations, that does not mean you are safe from ADA lawsuits. So like I said, there are general things that should be fixed on certain websites, such as alt text, fillable forms, etc. But there are no set standards. So it's better to just cover all your bases and try not to get that letter in the mail. Let me go back to the PowerPoint one more time. If you have any more, on our CMS system, there's actually a way to convert your Word documents to PDF form just by checking a box. So that is a thing that's also built into our CMS system. You don't want people having uploading Word documents that they can edit on your website. So that is something our CMS is capable of. So just we're going to cover a couple things. Martha, your question about PDFs. If you guys have specific, more detailed question on converting PDFs to searchable PDFs, please contact us after this, and we'll be better able to explain that. We are running short on time. We only have a few more minutes here. Martha, we'll also get back to you on your account manager so you can figure this out for you. So just a couple other things in review. And so in 2018, there were over 10,000 of these ADA lawsuits. Compared to 2017, that's a 30% increase. Yes, new revised websites will be the ones that are built in 2018 or 2019. I'm sorry. Will all include the SSL if that's what you're referring to, Anna. So it's only expected to keep increasing and increasing. There's already been a lot of high profile ADA cases. Like I showed you before, Domino's was hit. Beyonce's website was actually hit for ADA compliance issues, and a number of other websites, local governments included, as they're a very easy target. So here's some of our contact information. If you want to email us, you can email us at contact@Revize after this, and we will answer any further questions that we couldn't get to in this during the webinar. Or you can give us a call and we can talk you through it. This webinar will also be recorded, so if you did have any problems getting into the webinar, or if you'd like to go over it with you and your team in a special more private setting, then we can also set that up for you too. Just feel free to reach out to us. Also, thank you guys for your patience. This was our first webinar, so if there were any hiccups, we'd love to address those. Like I said, here is a quick little poll for you guys to answer while I just close out the presentation. So if you guys could answer a couple of these questions, please do that. So also, keep up with us on social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. That's where we also post if we're having any events, any more upcoming webinars, also our emails. So, follow us on social media. It's a great way to keep up with what Revize is doing, as well as follow news that's going to apply to you, and any articles that may come up that you could find useful. Last but not least, just if there's any last minute questions, please type those in real quick. We got about 2 minutes left. So Anne, about the CMS, I see your question. We can get in touch with you afterwards, or just reach out. We can explain and show you a full demonstration of the CMS. And then Bill, no, so a fillable form would refer to that they can fill it in on their computer. So their PDF, so they pull up the PDF, type in their information, save it, and then they email it straight to you. So it reduces the things for, no need for printing, no need for extra paper, no need to mail anything in. It's just email, quick, easy. So that's what fillable forms are. I hope that answered your question a little bit better. MMGLD, yes, if you want a full presentation of the CMS, there's way more to this than just the ADA compliance stuff. It's a full web content management system. So please contact us. We'll set that up, full demo for you. Looks like we got about a minute left. If you guys want to stick around and keep answering your questions, I can try. But we're going to be coming to a close. If you guys want to talk costs and more details, please get in contact with us. There's a lot of people here. We can't discuss single thing individually. So please reach out to us. Like I said, thank you guys again. Thank you so much for attending. If you guys had any problems, please reach out to us and let us know. Other than that, I think we're going to close it out now. If you haven't answered that poll, I'll keep it up for a few more minutes. But with that, we're going to be calling it a day. Just please, if you had any questions, I'll try and reach out to you guys. But if not, please feel free to reach out to us again. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.